Hey Lucas, how's it going?
Good yourself?
Oh, not too bad. Thanks for joining us today. I guess what does it mean to be able to earn this Player of the Week award you got this week?
Yeah, it's an honour to get recognised, but it's also good for the other guys on our Naval SEALs unit to know that what they're doing out there is contributing to the team and it's getting recognised nationally for it. But yeah, it's an honour to be named that.
Coach Trailers always talks about the special teams being an important, part of the triangle of toughness. Do you guys feel that?
Definitely, yeah. Like him and Coach Perry as well put a big emphasis on the importance of special team and how even our Navy SEAL unit, how we help the defense out, and then how the return game helps the offense out. So I definitely think the guys are bought into the fact that it's a part of our triangle of toughness.
So the Navy SEAL unit, that's the punting team. Am I
That,
understanding that correctly?
yeah, that's the punt team. Coach Taylor calls us that because we're the most trusted guys on the team, and he wants guys out there that he can trust. Yeah.
Okay, Greg, you're up.
Lucas, how you doing?
Good stuff.
Good, good. Especially in the game Saturday against UAB, how valuable was your ability to help flip the field? What impact did you see that had on the game?
I think it definitely, like, our ability to flip the field definitely had an impact. Like, I think the one that our team downed at the one, their punter was then backed up, which then we basically almost scored from. So you definitely see the influence that it has of being able to flip the field. Gives the defense like 90 to 100 yards to work with, which is Coach Perry actually shows a drive start chart, and I think it's like 1 in 30 chances of them to score if the ball's like down inside the 10. So it definitely, like, the whole special teams unit sees the impact that flipping the field can have.
You seem to be pretty comfortable with both like the rugby style punts, sort of on the run and maybe rolling it in there, and the more traditional punts that we've seen, like in the NFL, for instance. Is there a certain style that you're more confident in, or how do you rate yourself in those two ways?
I'm pretty comfortable in both. I probably slightly prefer the traditional way. The rugby style comes a lot naturally, obviously with my Aussie rules background and then training with Pro Kick Australia. But yeah, I feel comfortable doing both, but I definitely prefer the more traditional ones.
How do you decide which one to go with in a traditional situation? Is it like predetermined so the coverage team knows what to do, or how does that work?
Yeah, Coach Perry calls on the sideline, but it's a lot of them situational. Uh, yeah, a lot of it's just situational, how I'm feeling. Say if there's like the conditions, so when we're at the dome, it doesn't really influence that much. But if there's a gale force breeze coming into us, we might say go for a rugby style punt because I can control it a bit better. But yeah, a lot of it's just situational.
How was your off season? What did you do during the summer?
I stayed in San Antonio. I didn't want to go back just in case like I couldn't get back here, so I just stayed. I actually Hunter Duplessis, our kicker, his parents were kind enough to let me stay at their house. So me and him spent a lot of time together, just constantly working. He worked on his kicks, I worked on my punts, and they've got a little gym set up in their house, so we're lifting weights the whole time. I just kept working my technique. There are a few things that I needed to tweak to get more consistent, so I just kept working on those things. It was definitely tricky not having Coach Perry there being really hands-on, like just changing your technique over Zoom's pretty difficult, but I think it worked out all right.
Was it a tough decision for you of whether to try to go back home? Was that something you really missed out?
No, not really. I was pretty keen to stay here. I just didn't want to risk going home and then not being able to come back for whatever reason. But yeah, I was fine staying here.
How'd you keep in touch with your family? Just a lot of phone calls and texts, or how did you manage to fill that gap of not being able to be there?
Yeah, I just like FaceTime them once or twice a week. They usually call me before or after the game. Yeah, I'm a pretty introverted guy, so I don't mind just like keeping to myself. And this is my third year away from home, so I'm kind of used to being away from home, and so are my parents. Yeah.
Hey, JJ.
Lucas, what's it been like trying to, adapt to the different culture here in San Antonio versus where you were at before?
Yeah, it was a bit weird at first. The thing that gets me the most trouble is probably my accent. Like, I'll be going to somewhere to order food and they can't understand what I'm saying. So sometimes I need like a translator next to me to help translate stuff. But I think Texas as a whole is pretty similar to where I'm from. Like, the people are really relaxed. I really like Texas. Yeah.
How did you end up at UTSA originally?
So I trained with an academy called Pro Kick Australia. It's run by Nathan Chapman and John Smith in Melbourne, Australia. And then they've got a really good track record for getting Aussie punters to come to colleges over here. So I trained with them for a year, and UTSA contacted them about halfway through that year, 2018, because they were interested in getting an Aussie punter. So they sent my film over, and the coaches must have been happy with it because they offered me then. And then I committed straight away and came on a visit end of that year with my parents, and they loved it. So yeah, we definitely knew this was the spot to come.